If you never use a computer, then you really don't need to watch this video. But if you do, even a little bit, you should probably stick around. Awkward postures and poor computer habits add up over time and can cause a lot of discomfort. You always feel fine until you don't. Why wait when you can become your own ergo coach? I know, we've heard it all before. Move your chair higher, no lower. Move your monitors up, down, no to the right. Use a keyboard tray, a footrest, a mouse rest for sure. All this great advice. Why don't I feel any more comfortable? I know, I just have to remember to sit up straight. Office ergonomics can be so complicated. But it can be as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right, checking your 4 points of contact with your computer workstation is all you have to do. But the real secret to office ergonomics is that you have to do all 4 for it to work. So don't skip any steps. Step 1, body to chair. You should sit with your hips at the back of the seat so you can use your backrest for support while you work. Your muscles have to overwork when they are expected to hold your body upright all by themselves for long durations of time. Adjusting your chair properly can make a big difference. Make sure your seat length is right for your size. The seat can usually be adjusted to be longer or shorter by pulling up the bar under the front of the seat, like you may see in a car. Or there may be a lever you pull up on the side, close to the seat. If you're closer to 5 feet tall, you probably want to keep the seat back further so it's shorter. And if you're closer to 6 feet, you probably want to pull it out so it's longer. I'm 5 feet 5 inches and almost always use the shortest position. Regardless, there is an easy way to make sure it is the best position for you. Sit back as far as you can on the seat, and there should be about 1/2 inch to 2 inches between the end of your seat and back of your upper calf. Then, adjust the backrest to be in the most comfortable upright position. The entire backrest often moves up and down so the lumbar support may be moved into the curve of your low back. This may be with a lever on the back of the chair, or it may be with the ratchet back where the backrest clicks into place as you pull it up. The back angle may be adjusted as well. This can be done using the triangle lever on the newer ergocentric chairs. Sometimes you may even want to change the back angle throughout the day, depending on what you are doing. For example, upright when you are typing, but more reclined when you are on the phone, reading, or talking to a visitor. Then, of course, we need to adjust the height of the chair, which takes us to step number 2. One of the most important steps in my opinion. Step 2, hands to keyboard. Sitting back in your chair, your shoulders should be relaxed down, elbows at your side, and around 90 degrees or a little bit more. Your hands should fall on your keyboard with your wrists straight. If you have a keyboard tray, you will be able to adjust the height of your keyboard so that it is lower to your desk, and then your chair can be lowered so that your feet are closer to the floor. If the keyboard tray is hanging in your lap, adjust the tilt so the front is lifted a little off your lap. This is usually done with a dial or lever at the back of the keyboard platform. If the keyboard is on desktop, you are likely going to move your chair to a much higher or maybe the highest position. You don't want to reach up for something you use as often as your keyboard. Lastly, for step 2, you want to line the keyboard spacebar up with your belly button so that when you type you don't have to lean to the side or bend your wrists into awkward positions. And how about the mouse? When it's all said and done, the mouse should be as close to your keyboard as possible and always at the same height. Step 3, feet to floor. For good ergonomics, you need to have your feet well supported with the knees around the same height or just slightly lower than your hips. If you're sitting too high, you may put your feet on the casters of your chair, the wastebasket under your desk, or even fold it under your lap. A standard 29-inch desk is made for a 6 feet tall worker to sit with their keyboard on their desktop and their feet planted on the floor. So unless you are close to 6 feet tall, you are not going to be able to sit at the correct height and position with your keyboard on the desktop without your feet dangling to reach the floor. Those who are shorter often lean forward and cramp their arms. This is why footrests can be so helpful. Our standard footrest has 3 height options, which provides a lot of flexibility to meet everyone's needs. But footrests aren't always easy to remember, especially if we are up and down all the time, or have hard flooring and they always slip away. And this is why keyboard trays are so helpful. As mentioned earlier, the keyboard height can be moved lower than the desk, and so can the chair, so your feet are closer to the floor. There are choices, but just remember, if you feel like you're sitting in a high chair after step 1 and 2 are done, finding a solution for good foot support is a must. Step 4, eyes to monitor. Now that steps 1 to 3 have you sitting with excellent posture, most are comfortable with the top of the monitor at eye level and about an arm's distance away. Vision is personal, so make sure when you are sitting back, using your backrest, feet well supported, wrists straight, and elbows by your side, that you can read with ease. Some may want to move their monitors closer. Some may want to move them further away. But what's most important is that you aren't leaning forward or straining to see. This is where we have to pay a little more attention to those who are taller. When the monitors are low, they will move low as well to have the monitors straight ahead. They often recline back and extend their arms, reaching out to the keyboard. Monitor risers are a simple solution in this case, and stacks of photocopy paper can be a great temporary solution. It's also important to think about our alignment. Center your monitor in front of the spacebar of your keyboard, which remember we aligned with our belly button. This will help our backs and necks be in the most neutral position. If you have 2 monitors but are mostly on one, center your primary monitor and angle your secondary one on the right. If you use them equally, line up the split of your monitors with the spacebar. So now that you are your own ergo coach and know all the secrets, spread the word. Tell your friends, your family, and your coworkers. Trust me, they will think you are the absolute best. Unless, of course, they don't use a computer.